perception of life. Life is what you perceive it to be. What you take from your childhood experiences and how you apply them is what shapes you into who you are today. When I was 11 years old, I made the All-Star team for the first time. The first game I didn't get to play. The second game, I finally got in. I made a catch, threw someone out. Then my coach did something still to this day, I don't know why he did it. He took me out of the game. I just turned a double play. I just caught a ball, threw somebody out of home plate. And he called timeout and took me out of the game. We were eliminated from the tournament that game. And I considered not playing baseball ever again after that. But springtime came around, and I wanted to play the game that I loved so much that I was finally getting good at. So I signed back up again. You know, that was a defining moment in my life. Right then and there, I had the chance to roll over and fail. The disappointment was just too much. But I pushed through. Sports, baseball in particular for me, has taught me a lot about life. Teamwork, resilience, motivation, drive, dedication. It's going to make you successful. You're going to have failures in life, disappointments, losses, mistakes. But eventually, you'll triumph. You'll succeed. Keep your head up after each loss and failure. Because with every single one of those comes a triumph. Something you keep pushing for. You have to have that drive, chase that high, that feeling of winning, being on top. Life isn't a bunch of rainbows and chocolate kisses. You have to make the best of it. If you go into a shitty situation with a shitty outlook on that shitty situation, you're not going to take anything from it. But if you go into a shitty situation with a positive outlook, you'll be able to learn from it. Take what little bits you can and apply it. In everyday life, we make decisions that can change the outlook of the day, the week, the month, the year. You just hope that you make the good ones. And when you don't, and you fall flat on your face, it's okay. Because it's okay to lose. Losing is more important than winning. You have to learn how to be a good loser before you can be a graceful winner. Life is tough. It's not easy. But as long as you keep a smile on your face, you try hard at everything you do, you leave everything out on the field, you'll push through. Make the best of your opportunities and take advantage of what you have in front of you. YouTube, love your balls. What's up, C3 Tournament Round 2? Zoltan25 here. Got a nice little Halloween story to bring you folks. I decided to get back into the the Halloween scene, the trick-or-treating scene, if you will. After taking a couple years off, I was more into the giving out the candy scene. Hadn't been out of the game for a while, hadn't been doing it for a while, so I had to get back into the groove. So I went with the best costume I had, the White Ranger. That's right, the White Ranger costume. Shit was fly. Anyway, this one particular year, the trick-or-treating was phenomenal. I mean, it was like the whole neighborhood was participating. The whole neighborhood. They were all giving out full-size candy bars? I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? Anyway, I'm going around, I'm knocking on houses, I'm getting candy. I'm knocking on the next door, I'm getting candy. I am knocking the doors off these people's houses, getting shit tons of candy, full-size candy bars. Kids run around like crazy. Shit was nuts. I was even considering going back to my house, changing costumes, and coming back out for round 2. That's how good the trick-or-treating was. Well, as all good stories go, all good things have to come to an end. And it wasn't because it got too dark, or it wasn't because, the street lights came on, or people were starting to turn their lights off. It was because I was walking down the street, and all of a sudden, I see out the corner of my eye, these 3 kids poke out from between these 2 houses, a real dark spot. They come kind of jogging out, to meet me at the sidewalk, and it had to have at least been the 8th grade, dude. At least. All right, these kids, they were pretty stout. All right, so I'm all like, what's up? An Iron Man, he looks at me and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I just dressed up as the White Ranger with a pillowcase full of candy. I'm just walking around the neighborhood. Hey, what kind of fucking question is that? It's fucking Halloween, you jackass. I'm fucking trick-or-treating. Anyway, I guess the Hulk didn't find that too funny, his buddy, because he proceeded to beat me down to the ground. When he took the first hit, Iron Man jumps in, fucking Wolverine jumps in. All 3 of them are just beating the crap out of me with their bags of candy, and just when I thought I was just going to give up my candy, my score, and let them have it, I hear the grumbling from our family's V8 SUV roaring up the hill. I look up, and it's my wife. She slams it in park, hops out. She's got her Wonder Woman costume head to toe, looking hot. And she's got both of my kids' pillowcases full of candy, and she's swinging these fucking things like they're fucking nunchucks, screaming, running towards the scene of the crime, where I'm getting the beat down handed to me by the fucking Marvel comic book characters, and they haul ass. Boom! Gone. Saved my candy. Thank God. But the best part, after they took off running, when we got back to the house, I poured my bag candy out. I'm separating it, from the sweet tarts over here, and then we got the Snickers bars over here, and I look over and I realize that I beat out both my daughters combined. I got more candy than both my 3-year-old and my 4-year-old. That's legit, dude. If you could beat that, you let me know. That was last year's Halloween story for you. I don't think I'll be getting candy anymore. I think I'll just leave it up to my kids to collect candy. Anyway, that's it for me, YouTube. This has been Zoltan25. Love your balls. What's up, guys? Zoltan25 here to tell you guys a story about the most awkward date that I've ever had in my entire life. Met this girl, got her number, talked about how she wanted to go out and see the fair that we have that comes here in Georgia. So sure, I'll take it. Next day, I had a couple hours to kill before the fair actually started. Laid down, took myself a nice little 2-hour nap. Try to get refreshed for this date. You know, a day date takes a little longer than a normal night date, or I guess you would say. But I took a shower, got fresh, got clean. Did some of the things that I used to do as a kid to take the nerves off of talking to the ladies. Ease my mind a little bit, if you know what I'm saying. Including the things that we don't really like to talk about that we do before a date. Anyway, I talked my dad into letting me take his car. Now, his car wasn't like any other car. It was a really nice 1967 Chevelle. Now, it wasn't souped up. It wasn't hopped up. Didn't have NOS, didn't have a blower. It's just a regular old Chevy 350. And drove good, and the car looked sweet as fuck. And I'm here to tell you, it beat the hell out of me driving my 1997 Chevrolet Lumina. That damn thing was a fucking eyesore. Anyway, went and grabbed some lunch. Went through a drive-thru at a burger joint. Keeping it classy. And we went and saw a movie that I don't want to talk about. Did the silly stuff, snapped some photos, and went on about our date. Now, here's where it got really, really, really awkward. On the drive to the fair, I'm talking to her about how I'm out of a relationship, been removed from a relationship for about 3 months. Now, the 3 months that I had been removed from this relationship was a long relationship. And she was talking about how she had been removed from a relationship for just a couple of weeks. Now, in my opinion, that's a little bit too soon to be back out on the market, especially given the circumstances that she was dating this guy, was engaged to be married to this young man 3 weeks prior. That's a lot of love just to drop off and go out on a date again 3 weeks later, in my opinion. Anyway, at this point, I'm thinking to myself, alright, I'm just going to let it roll, see what happens. I'm not going to be too fancy. I'm not going to be too, I guess, nice, you'd say. But the nice routine wasn't, or the being mean routine wasn't working. It was actually making her like me more, which I hated more. Anyway, the craziest fucking shit happened when we get to the carnival. Her fiance is there. Now, when I say fiance, I mean the fucking fiance that she's supposed to be wearing her fucking ring on her finger, because he still got one on his finger. She wasn't out of a relationship with this motherfucker. He sees me with her, and immediately we get into a fight. And to be honest with you, I don't even know what the fuck I'm hitting this man for. I have no idea what's going on. He just came and yells, "What the fuck?" and swings on me. I have no idea what the fuck's happening at this point. I basically just defend myself and then back off from the situation. She's screaming at me when I'm hitting him. The cops are screaming at me. I have no idea what the fuck is happening. I don't even know why I was there in that situation. I'll tell you why I was in that situation. Because that bitch was fucking crazy. That's why. Anyway, when everything was all said and done, the smoke was cleared. I was asked to leave the carnival. Cops got the information. Blah, 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 blah. Chick still tried to get me to give her a ride home. Needless to say, she didn't get a ride from me or her fiance. Well, that's it for me, guys. As always, YouTube, love your balls. From the PlayStation 1 to the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox Xbox 360 to the PlayStation 3, now on to the next generation console, PS4 and Xbox One. Let's go. Hop into the driver's seat. That's what it feels like. It looks real. Gives you the sense of being able to smell the tires burning. being able to feel the impacts, the close misses, the smell of fuel. Then the feeling of actually holding the gun in your hands, taking the shot when needed, breaching a doorway. All these things are going to change on the next generation console. Wait, what is that in the distance? Now you can see it. No more confusing a pile of trash for a no-good camper laying in the weeds. Whether you choose the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One, it really doesn't matter. The gameplay is going to be epic, smooth, crisp. The feel is going to be there. The facial expressions, emotions conveyed through someone's face. You'll be able to feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it. Then of course the good stuff. 1080p quality. True 60 frames per second. Dedicated servers. All these things are what you would expect from the next generation. This is the future of gaming. This is the return of that smile to your face when you turn on your system when you get home. Either it be from a long day of work or a long day of school. First-person shooters will forever be changed. Racing games will forever be changed. Gaming as a whole will never be the same. I don't think we've seen the full potential of what these consoles can do yet. I think we have more to come. To be honest with you, that blows my mind. But the impact that next-gen consoles is going to be leaving on everyone the first time they get their hands on it, it's going to be apparent. From the time you hop into a tank and blow somebody's face off, to the time that you aim down sights, hold your breath, and flick that trigger, gameplay will never be the same.